Hi, it's Tori and I will take you through your practice today. Today is going to be a level 1 practice. I would suggest grabbing a block or something sturdy, a box, something that's light that can move around the mat, but equally something that's sturdy that we can put weight into. I like to sit on it at the beginning of practice when I'm cross-legged or kneeling, just elevating the hips slightly, but also giving a comfortable space to sit down onto. What I'd like to invite you to do today is just simply breathe in and out of the nose. So we're not looking at, we're looking at the poses obviously, but kind of concentrating more onto the breath. So as we breathe in and out of the nose, we start to come into a place where we're calming down the nervous system and we're stopping the external world of everything kind of moving around and drowning out, while we concentrate on breathing in and out of the nose. Sounds simple, but as we get going, you'll start to find it might be a little bit uncomfortable. If you start to feel out of breath, or you can't catch your breath, or doesn't feel comfortable, come back in and out, breathe through the mouth, get that breath into you. But then equally, if it's available to you, start to tune into the breath. So for today, for the practice, as we'll start with coming into a comfortable seated position, whether that's cross-legged or kneeling. Hands to the knees or the thighs and just closing down the eyes if that's comfortable. Otherwise, we're just going to take the gaze down towards the ground in front of us. So we just soften the gaze as we start to feel the body. Giving ourselves the next 45 minutes to 45 to an hour, whatever the practice is, and just kind of coming down onto our seat. And just starting to feel the body. And when I say feel the body, we're just marking any spaces that may feel tight. Any space in the body we may want to breathe into throughout the practice. Any injuries or anything that we might need to be aware of as we move through. And we're not judging, we're not placing any negative space or thoughts, we're just being aware of these spaces in our body. And knowing that we can still have our yoga practice as we work into and use the breath. We're going to come into a little bit of abdominal breathing first. We're going to start breathing in and out of the nose. We're going to pull the breath all the way down into the belly and let the belly come out to the front of the room. As we exhale, we'll let the belly come back in towards us. So we're kind of using it as a bellow, putting the breath down into the belly and exhaling out through the belly. So we kind of have that kind of push-pull feeling. So we're going to start to inhale through the nose, pull that breath down into the belly, breathing out to the front of the room. As we exhale, that belly comes back in towards us and we exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose into the throat, down into the belly. Exhaling out through the belly first, through the chest. Inhaling through the nose, deep down in towards the belly. Exhaling out through the belly and then all the way through the nose. Inhaling through the nose, putting that breath down deep in towards the belly, filling. Exhaling, putting that belly back down into the chest and out through the nose. 2 more rounds. Inhaling deep through the nose, filling the belly. Exhaling out through the belly and in through the nose. Last round, in through the nose, pulling it down into the throat, into the belly. Exhaling out through the belly, coming all the way back down through the nose. And slowly just coming back into your breath. And noticing how the belly, how the chest feels. And then slowly we're just going to open up the eyes. So as we open up the eyes, we just start to roll in towards the wrists, giving ourselves a little bit of a shake from side to side. Whatever feels good for your wrists. And then slowly we're going to open the hands like stars. So we're really activating those fingers. As we exhale, we pull those fists back in towards us. We pull the hands towards us, we bring the fists in towards us. So we're bending into those wrists. Inhaling as we slowly open up the hands, activating those fingertips. Slowly we bring those fingertips into fists, and the fists come in towards us, finding that stretch around the wrist. Inhaling as we open those fists, open those fingers like stars. Perfect. Exhaling, slowly bring those hands back in towards us, fists come towards us. Amazing. And then slowly just releasing those hands down towards the ground. We're going to come into our shoulder rolls. So slowly shoulders come up towards the ears. Exhaling as we slowly let those shoulders melt down the back. So we inhale, shoulders to ears. Exhaling, letting those shoulders roll down the back. 2 more. So inhaling up. Exhaling, melting those shoulders down. Maybe we're coming into the body, into the spine. Melting those shoulders down the back. Perfect. And then slowly we're going to come into the opposite direction. So shoulders to the back of body. Inhaling, lifting up. Bringing to the front of the chest and down the front. Squeezing the shoulder blades behind, up to the ears, forward and down. Perfect. So as we slowly start to move into the body, we start to feel the body ripple through the spine. Last one, slowly just letting that roll over the body, over the lungs. Amazing. So we're just going to slowly take our right ear down to our right shoulder. We're going to take a lovely big inhale and exhale. We're going to slowly take that right hand, placing it on top of the head and just gently putting that head down into that shoulder joint. Perfect. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Slowly using that right hand, bring that hand back into center. And then taking that left ear towards the left shoulder. So we're feeling that stretch. Lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to take that left hand up and over. So taking on top of the head and just gently letting that stretch in towards the neck. Taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. One last lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly bring that left hand in. Bring that head back in center. And maybe just giving the shoulders a little bit of a shake into the head. Perfect. We're going to clasp the hands. We're going to take the hands up towards the sky. So we feel in towards our side ribs, giving ourselves a little bit of a shake from side to side. Amazing. And then slowly we're going to release the hands. We're going to take the right hand to the back of the body. Left hand comes forward. So we inhale to find length. Exhale as we twist and we take that gaze over the right shoulder. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling to twist, taking that gaze over. We inhale, hands up, finding length in towards the spine. Exhaling as we twist, coming over towards the left. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling as we twist over towards the left, gazing over that left shoulder. One last lovely big inhale. Exhaling, taking that gaze over the left shoulder. Inhaling as we slowly come back in center. We're reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, we're going to come down in towards our child's pose. So we're taking the hands underneath the shoulders, knees directly below the hips. We're going to slowly come into our cat-cows. So we're going to take the front of the pelvis down towards the ground as we inhale. Exhaling as we tuck the tummy in towards the spine and we dome out through the back. Inhaling as we drop the belly and we open the chest. Exhaling, tucking that tummy in towards the spine, we dome out through the back. 2 more. So we inhale, dropping the belly, looking forward. Exhaling, tucking that tummy in towards the spine. We dome out through the back. Slowly we come back into stillness. Giving ourselves a little bit of a shake from side to side, releasing through the spine. So we're going to take the right foot towards the back of the room. We're tucking the toes under and we're pushing through that heel. So we're finding a little bit of a stretch through the back of the body. We're going to play with our balance, and we're going to slowly take that right foot up towards the back of the room, toes point down. So we're feeling that kind of like stableness through the back of the body, holding in the core. A lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we're releasing that right leg down towards the ground. Again, giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side. We're going to take that left foot towards the back of the mat, pushing through that heel, finding that stretch. We want to be long through the back of the neck. If we're comfortable here, we're going to lift that left foot up towards the sky as we engage the glutes. Lovely big inhale. Exhaling, slowly releasing ourselves back into that tabletop. Perfect. So we're going to slowly tuck the toes under. We're going to push through the heels and we're going to find our downward facing dog. We're just walking through our dog in any way that we want to. So just taking one foot off at a time, watching my squeaky mat. Doesn't matter where we come to, we're just finding a little bit of a stretch. Maybe taking our hips over to one side or the other. Whatever feels good for you. And then slowly we're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. We're going to exhale, we're going to come back down towards our knees. We're going to take our knees out wide and we're going to come into a wide leg child's pose. So forehead comes down towards the ground. We're feeling a lovely deep stretch through the side body as we reach towards the front of the mat. Taking a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to slowly walk the hands over towards the right side of the mat. So we feel a lovely deep stretch through the left hand lung. We take a lovely big inhale as the forehead comes down towards the ground. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, coming back in center. And we're going to take the hands over towards the left side of the mat. So the hands come off, forehead comes down. We're feeling a lovely deep stretch in towards the right side of the body. Lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to slowly walk the hands back in center. We're going to inhale onto our tabletop. We're going to tuck the toes under, push through the heels, and we're into that downward facing dog. We're going to slowly walk the feet up towards the front of the mat. So coming to wherever's comfortable for you. Feet hip width apart, and we're going to hold either elbow and just slowly sway from side to side. Finding that release through the back of the body. We're going to ground down to the feet, releasing the hands, and we're going to bring ourselves up into standing. Slowly, bit by bit, bring the head up as last. So we want to work through the vertebrae. When we get to the top, we roll the shoulders back and we're in towards our Tadasana, into our mountain pose. So feet are hip width apart. Hands are facing forward and with shoulders are rolling down the back. We've got space between the shoulders and the ears. We're going to take a lovely big inhale and exhale. We're going to come into our breath. So we're going to slowly inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. We gaze to the thumbs, exhaling, hands down through the center line. We inhale, arms come wide, breathing up, gazing towards the sky. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. One more round. We're going to inhale, arms come wide. Breathing, gazing towards the thumbs, exhaling, hands down through the center line. We're going to add in our forward fold. So inhaling, arms come wide, reaching high. Exhaling, hands through the center line as we fold all the way down to the ground. We're coming into that forward fold. We release the neck. We inhale, hands to shins as we lengthen through the spine. Exhaling to fold. We ground down to the feet, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. So we're going to do that 2 more times, making that connection with the breath. Inhaling, arms come wide, reaching high. Exhaling, arms come wide as we fold all the way down to the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We release our hands, arms come wide, reaching all the way up towards the sky. We gaze towards the thumbs, exhaling, hands down through the center line. Perfect. We're going to do 1 more round. So inhaling, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Releasing the head, gazing towards the back of the room. We inhale up halfway, hands to shins, lengthening through the spine, exhaling to fold. We ground down to the feet, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. We gaze to the thumbs. Exhaling, hands down through the center line as we're back in towards our Tadasana. Palms face towards the front of the mat. Perfect. Taking a lovely big inhale here. A lovely deep exhale. We're going to slowly take a big step out with our left foot towards the back of the mat. We're going to come in towards our warrior 2. So we're bending in towards our right leg. Feet are parallel, so our heels in line with the back foot and our right knees above our right ankle. Hands are parallel towards the ground. We're gazing towards that right middle finger. We're taking a lovely big inhale here. A lovely deep exhale. 2 more lovely big inhales. And exhale. 1 last lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale here. Exhaling, right elbow to our right knee. Left hand's going to reach up and over, so we're finding a lovely deep side stretch. We're reaching through those left fingertips. We're finding a stretch from the heel all the way through to the fingertips. If you want to, gazing towards that top hand, out in front, or down towards the ground, so whichever's more comfortable for your neck. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to slowly take the gaze down. We're going to lift ourselves back into that warrior 2. We're going to lengthen through the legs. Take both of our feet towards the front of the mat, left toes towards the back. So we're coming into our warrior 2 towards the back of the mat. Bending in towards that left leg, back foot sort of 45-degree angle or parallel. And as we bend in towards our left leg, we gaze towards our left middle finger. So we're feeling that openness into the hips. We're taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale, still breathing through the nose, making sure our shoulders are away from the ears. We're keeping that gaze soft, so we take a lovely big inhale. And exhale. 1 last lovely big inhale. And exhale. So we inhale here. Exhaling, left elbow to our left knee, right hand reaches up and over. So we're finding that lovely deep stretch through the side body all the way down to the heel at the back of the mat. Again, wherever's more comfortable for you, gazing towards the hand, towards the front, or towards that left big toe. So wherever's comfortable, we take a lovely big inhale. And exhale. 1 last lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we ground down to that left big toe. We lift ourselves up. We're going to bring the hands towards the hips. We're going to take the elbows towards the back of the body. So our feet are parallel towards the sides of the mat. We're going to take a lovely big inhale into the body. Exhaling, elbows towards the back of the body, we fold in towards that hip line. We want to fold with a straight spine. So we're looking for a stretch on the inside of the thighs and the back of the legs. We want to make sure that we're not rolling over into the forward fold. If we're rolling over, we lose the stretch. So I'd rather that the hands come to the back of the body, and if we need to, we take them to the thighs and we find our forward fold. Maybe we're standing here. Maybe we need to bend into the knees and we hold our hands to our shins to keep that straight spine. Or if we need to, taking our hands towards that block or Amazon box. Keeping the gaze down towards the ground, we've got that length in towards the spine. We take a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to keep that left hand down towards the ground or to the block. If the hands to the knees, stay where you are. If you've got the hands to the block or to the ground, we're going to take our right hand up towards the sky. So we're coming into a twist. We're inhaling, filling the body with breath. Lovely deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale here. Exhaling, we slowly take that hand down towards the ground. We swap the hands over, right hand down, left hand up. So we want to keep a straight spine as we twist. If you're in your forward fold, it might be too much. So just coming into standing and waiting where you are. Otherwise, we're taking one last lovely big inhale. Exhaling, taking that left hand down towards the block or to the ground. We bend into the knees, hands come towards the hips as we slowly lift ourselves all the way up into standing. Perfect. So we're going to slowly take the right toes towards the front of the mat. And we're going to slowly step up towards the front. So we come in towards our Tadasana. So again, our Tadasana, our mountain pose, feet are hip width apart, palms face towards the front of the room. We take a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. One more lovely big inhale here. Deep exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, arms come up towards the sky, we gaze towards the thumbs. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We're going to inhale up halfway, finding that flat back. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We're going to step back into our downward facing dog. So maybe that's 2 steps, maybe that's 3 steps, maybe that's just straight back into our downward dog. We ground down to the hands. We gaze towards the knees. We bend into the knees if we need to. We're looking for a straight spine rather than a straight leg. So if we feel that we're more in towards our hands, maybe bend into the legs and push the hips up towards the sky. We're aiming for a flat back. We're going to take a lovely big inhale and exhale. We're going to slowly release ourselves down onto our tabletop. So knees come down towards the ground. We're going to slowly work through a small flow coming into our plank and into our cobra. But first of all, we're going to come into our child's pose. So child's pose, forehead comes down, hands reach out towards the front of the mat. The next little flow, we want to keep the knees and the hands where they are. So we're going to take a lovely big inhale into the back of the spine. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to inhale, lifting ourselves up into our tabletop, but hands are slightly further forward. We're going to come into our plank pose. So we're going to lengthen in towards the spine. We squeeze the glutes, release the toes. We're going to bend into the elbows, keeping the back straight, and we're going to lower all the way down to the ground. We're going to release the toes if we haven't already. We're going to roll the shoulders and we're in towards that cobra pose. Exhaling as we slowly lower ourselves back down towards the ground. We're going to push down through the hands, and we're going to take ourselves all the way back in towards that child's pose. Perfect. So forehead comes down. We're going to take a lovely big inhale into the back of the spine. Lovely deep exhale. We inhale, lifting ourselves in towards that tabletop. We release the toes. We lengthen in towards the spine. We squeeze the glutes. We lower all the way down to the ground. We release the toes. We roll the shoulders back in towards our cobra. Exhaling, we slowly lower down. We inhale as we push down through the hands. We lift ourselves back into that tabletop and in towards our child's pose. Forehead comes back towards the ground. We're going to do 2 more rounds. So we inhale into the back of the body. Exhaling here. We inhale, lifting ourselves up. Coming in towards that tabletop, we release the toes. We find length into the spine and we lower all the way down to the ground. We release the toes. We roll the shoulders into our cobra. We gaze forward. Exhaling, we lower all the way down to the ground. We inhale as we push down through the hands, and we lift ourselves all the way back in towards that child's pose. Perfect. We're doing 1 more round. So inhaling in towards the back of the body. Exhaling here. We're going to inhale, lifting ourselves up. And we slowly push ourselves forward into that plank pose. We release the toes. They might come wide. We find length in the spine. Exhaling, we lower ourselves all the way down to the ground. We inhale into our cobra, rolling those shoulders back. Exhaling, we lower all the way down to the ground. We slowly push down through the hands as we bring ourselves back in towards that child's pose. Forehead comes down towards the ground. Perfect. Taking 1 last lovely big inhale into the back of the body. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, lifting ourselves up. As we come into our tabletop this time, we're going to tuck the toes under. We're pushing through the heels. We're going to find our downward facing dog. So finding that stretch in towards the back of the legs. Maybe we're releasing in towards the neck, giving ourselves a little bit of a sway. We're going to slowly step the right foot towards the front of the mat. So we're going to find our low lunge. Left knee comes down towards the ground. And we slowly lift ourselves up. We have options if you want to, tucking the toes at the back and just finding a little bit of a quad stretch. So we tuck that tailbone under, we find that length. We're going to inhale the hands up towards the sky. So we're finding that lengthen towards the body. If you want to and you're comfortable, pushing the hips forward and finding a stretch through the front of the body. We're taking a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. 1 more lovely big inhale here. And exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, lifting ourselves up. We're going to release the hands. We're going to clasp the hands behind us and we're going to find a shoulder roll. So we're rolling the shoulders down the back of the body. We want space between the ears and the shoulders. We're going to gaze up towards the sky, so we open into the throat. And if you want to, pushing the hips forward, finding that stretching towards the front of the legs and into the heart. Wherever's comfortable for you, we're taking 2 breaths here. Lovely deep exhale. 1 more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to push down through that right foot as we lift ourselves up. We're going to release the hands, and if it's comfortable for you, we're going to grab our block. We're going to lengthen in towards our front leg. So we're going to take our bottom towards the back of the mat as we lengthen in towards our right leg. If it's comfortable for you, we lift the toes, and if the leg lengthens, we pull that hip back in towards its socket. we're looking for a stretching towards the hamstring at the back of that right leg. If you want to, if you've got 2 blocks, using that as height, or if it's comfortable for you, hands come down towards the ground. It might be that we're bent into the leg, and that's totally fine. We take a lovely big inhale, filling the body with breath. Lovely deep exhale. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last lovely big inhale here. And exhale. We're going to slowly put the weight in towards that front leg. Hands come down towards the ground, and we're going to slowly step that right foot towards the back of the mat, and we're in towards that tabletop. Giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side. Giving ourselves a moment to find a breath. And then slowly we're going to tuck the toes under. We push through the heels, and we're into that downward facing dog. Amazing. Bending the knees as much as we need to in the pose. And then we're going to slowly step that left foot towards the front of the mat. So again, coming to wherever's comfortable for you. Might mean that we need to pull that foot forward, swing it round. Wherever you are, we're finding our low lunge. Tucking the toes at the back of the body, and if you want to, taking that left leg towards the side of the mat for a bit of stability. We're going to inhale the hands up towards the sky, breathing into the chest, gazing up towards the top corner of the room. We take a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We want to tuck the tailbone under, so we're finding that quad stretch. And if it's available for you, slowly taking the hips forward as we open into the heart. Taking one last lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we inhale, lifting ourselves up. And we're going to take the hands behind us. If you've got any issues with the knees, feel free to roll your mat over or place a blanket underneath to give yourself a bit of padding. We clasp the hands behind us. We inhale into the chest. And we slowly push the hips towards the front of the room. So we're breathing into the chest. We're gazing high, and we're opening into the throat. It might be that you don't want to come forward. We're playing with the balance and opening up the chest. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last lovely big inhale here. And exhale. We're going to push down through that left foot. We're going to lift ourselves up. We're coming into lengthening out that left leg. So again, maybe using a block, giving yourself a bit of height. We pull the hips towards the back of the body as we lengthen in towards that left leg. Toes point up towards the sky. We're breathing into the heart. Lovely deep exhale. If you've only got one block or a box, maybe taking both hands in front. We take a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we're going to release ourselves. We're going to bring ourselves back into center. Hands come down towards the ground, and we're going to slowly step that left foot towards the back of the mat. So again, we're back in towards our tabletop, giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side. And then slowly we're going to bring ourselves round towards the front. Feet come towards the front of the mat. So we're in towards our seated. If you want to, taking yourself onto a brick or a block to give yourself a bit of height. Otherwise, grabbing a strap or having your knees bent into your forward fold. So wherever's comfortable for you. We want to have the toes active at the front of the feet, front of the legs. Hands reach up towards the sky. We take a lovely big inhale, finding length in the spine. Exhaling as we reach towards the front of the room. So we're finding that stretch in the body. Hands towards the outsides of the feet or towards our big toes. And slowly we start to walk the feet towards the front of the mat. If we find that our tummy lifts away from the legs, we stay here. We want to find a stretch in towards the back of the body and into the back of the legs. We're gazing towards our big toes. And we're working with the breath. We're holding here for 2 more breaths. Keeping that focus, eyes closed or to the big toes. One last lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly release the hands. We walk the hands back in center. Feet come out towards the front of the mat, maybe giving them a bit of a shake. We're going to take the left foot to the inside of our right inner thigh. Right legs out towards the front. If the knees lifted, we place a block, a blanket or something underneath that leg, just getting our nervous system to know that our hip is ready to be released. We're going to inhale the hand up towards the sky. Exhaling, we're going to twist slightly and we're going to find that lengthened leg. So we're going to fold forward. Again, same principles as if our forward fold. If we need to, we bend in towards this leg. That's totally fine. Tummy towards the thighs and holding onto the foot. We're looking at open into the hip and also finding a stretch in towards the back of the body. We're gazing towards those right toes or closing down the eyes. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale here. A lovely deep exhale. Slowly we release the hands. We walk the hands back in towards us. We lengthen through that right leg. Left hand comes behind us. We're going to inhale the right hand up towards the sky. We're going to place the weight in towards that left leg and we're going to lift the hips. So we're pointing towards the back of the room. We're gazing towards our right fingers and we're pointing the right toes towards the front of the room. We take a lovely big inhale into the chest. Slowly we exhale, we release ourselves down. We're going to take the right hand down towards the inside of our right foot. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. So we're looking for a stretch through the side body. If you want to, we gaze towards that left big finger, left big thumb. We're having that sensation as if we're being pulled upwards through that left hand. Both sitting bones are grounded towards the ground. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling slowly, putting that left hand down. We're going to bring that left leg in towards us. We're going to take that left leg. We're either leaving it on the inside of the right or if it's comfortable, coming over the right. Right hand comes behind us. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. We're coming into an open twist. So exhaling, left elbow to the inside of that left leg. We inhale to find length. Exhale as we twist and we take that gaze over the right shoulder. So it doesn't matter where we come to, we take a lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling to twist. One last lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling to twist. Slowly we're going to inhale, coming back in center. We're going to release the legs out towards the front, giving them a bit of a shake. Coming in towards the other side. So right leg to the inside of that left leg. We want both sitting bones down towards the ground. Again, if that foot is lifted, we place a block underneath it for support. We inhale the hands up towards the sky. Exhaling as we reach towards the front of the room. Any issues into that leg, we bend the leg and we keep the feet active. We have the tummy towards the thigh and we slowly take it towards the front of the room to wherever's comfortable. We want to have that tummy towards the thigh and we gaze towards that big toe. Elbows come wide or closing down the eyes. We're looking for a stretch around the outside of the leggings on that right hand side. So we're taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking 2 more lovely big inhales and exhale. 1 last inhale here and exhale. We're going to slowly walk the hands back in towards us. We're going to take that right hand, placing it behind us. We're going to come onto that right knee. We lift the hips up towards the sky. Left hand reach up and over. We lift the hips. We're gazing towards our left finger and we're pointing our toes towards the front of the room. We take a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. 1 last lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly lower the hips back down towards the ground and we bring that right leg in. So we're placing that right leg over the left leg, coming to wherever's comfortable for you. Left hand comes behind us. Right hand reaches up towards the sky, so we're finding that length. Exhaling, we're taking that elbow to the inside of the knee. We take a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking a lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling as we twist and we take that gaze over the left shoulder. 1 last lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling to twist. We're going to slowly inhale back in center. We're going to take that right leg and we're going to place it just on the inside of that left leg once more. So we're going to take that left hand, coming back into that twist, the left hand down towards the ground in front of that left leg. And we're going to take that right hand reaching up towards the sky. So we're looking for a straight back. We're reaching high and we're gazing towards those right fingers. It's as if we're being pulled upwards, so we're finding that length through the spine, through the rib cage. Lovely big inhale. And exhale. 1 last lovely big inhale here. And exhale. We're going to slowly release ourselves down. And we're going to slowly bring that left leg in towards us. So we're going to take the soles of the feet together. We want to take our feet out in towards a diamond shape. So we're not having the feet as close as they can be towards us. We want to find kind of a comfortable space into the sitting bones, but we want to open into the hips and in towards the neck. So we're going to inhale the hands up towards the sky. Exhaling as we reach towards the front of the room to wherever's comfortable for you. We take the hands down towards the ground on the inside of the knees and we slowly tuck the chin in towards the chest. We slowly start to curve in towards the spine so the forehead comes down towards the feet. Option to have the hands out wide, palms facing upwards, or if you want to, holding onto the feet. We're looking for a release into the vertebrae and especially a release in towards the back of the neck. We want the shoulders to be rolling down the back so we don't have the shoulders near the ears. And we start to feel a stretch in towards the back of the neck if we've been looking into a laptop or a computer all day. Option to take the gaze towards the navel or closing down the eyes. And as you lean in towards the breath, you start to feel the hips start to open. Using that breath, taking a lovely big inhale And exhale. One last lovely big inhale here. And exhale. We're going to slowly lift ourselves up, walking the hands back in towards us. Head comes up as last, and we slowly gaze towards the front of the room. We're going to take the legs out wide, coming into our wide leg forward fold, so toes point up towards the sky. We take a lovely big inhale, finding length into the spine. Exhaling as we reach towards the front of the room. Again, doesn't matter where we come to. Toes are active, and this time we either keep the gaze towards the front of the room, keeping the neck straight, or if it was comfortable for you and you enjoyed the stretch, we take the chin in towards the chest. So we're finding that release in towards the back of the spine as the arms take the weight of the body. Taking a lovely big inhale here. And exhale. One last lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we walk the hands back in towards us. We bring the chin up as last, releasing that stretch. And we take the hands towards the outsides of the knees as we slowly bring ourselves back into center. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down onto our back. So we have the same options as last time. If you want to, bring yourself closer towards the wall and just lifting the feet up towards the wall. So we're having all the goodness drain back down into the body. If you want to, just releasing the legs up towards the sky, so we have that kind of release. But if it's too much and you're holding tightly in towards the hip flexors into the hips, find a wall and just gently have the legs facing upwards. We can have the palms faced up, out towards the sides. We're just going to hold here for a couple of breaths, just letting the mat support us underneath the body. Again, option to have the eyes closed or gazing towards the toes. Wherever you are, just finding that release into the body. Taking a lovely big inhale, parting the lips and just letting your body release down in towards the mat. 2 more breaths here. Slowly, wherever you are, we're going to bend into the knees, giving ourselves a lovely big hug. Maybe just swaying from side to side just to release out through the spine. And then slowly just making your way all the way back onto your mat slowly as we come in towards our Savasana, our final resting pose. The feet come out towards the front of the mat. Feet are wide off the mat, palms face upwards, and we're in our Savasana. Our Savasana is the most important pose of the practice. And we just let our body melt down in towards the mat. Option to close the eyes or keep the gaze soft. And if you want to, just parting the lips and starting to breathe in and out of the mouth. slowly taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale, just starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes. We're going to take the arms over the head for a full body stretch. Slowly bring the toes together at the front of the mat. We're going to bring the knees in towards the chest, giving ourselves a lovely big hug. And then slowly we bring ourselves into a comfortable seated position at the top of the mat. So however that is for you, cross-legged or kneeling. Keeping the eyes closed. So we bring the hands towards the knees or the thighs. Just taking a moment to notice how the body feels and how the mind feels. We're going to slowly bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. May the divine in me honor the divine in you. We bow our head to honor our practice. Namaste. Thank you very much for practicing with me today. Any questions or any comments, drop them into the comment box, but otherwise, I'll see you next time. Thank you.